Have you ever wondered why some people transform every failure into fortune, while others repeat the same mistakes for decades? In 1937, Napoleon Hill revealed 13 principles of success, but there's a 14th principle he secretly documented and only shared with a closed circle of 500 people. Today, for the first time, you'll discover this secret that turned beggars into millionaires and bankrupts into magnates. In the next 30 minutes, you'll discover the reverse mental transmutation protocol that Napoleon Hill personally used to escape bankruptcy at age 52 and build a fortune of $15 million in just 18 months. The same protocol Andrew Carnegie called the master key that opens all doors, and that John D. Rockefeller credited for 70% of his wealth. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years interviewing 504 millionaires, but it was only when he lost everything himself in 1929 that he discovered this hidden principle. In his personal diary, found only in 2018, he wrote, "The 13 principles are the map, but this 14th is the fuel that makes the car run." Today, Harvard neuroscientists confirm that this method activates brain regions dormant in 97% of people. You'll discover how to activate your financial sixth sense in 21 days. The 11-minute morning ritual that reprograms your subconscious for prosperity. Why discomfort is the secret portal to wealth and how to use it to your advantage. And at the end, a 7-minute exercise you can do right now that has already transformed the lives of over 100,000 people in 43 countries. It was October 1929. Napoleon Hill was at the top. His books were selling by the thousands, he was speaking to packed auditoriums, and his bank account had the equivalent of $3 million today. On Tuesday, he went to sleep rich. On Wednesday, he woke up bankrupt. The stock market crash took everything. At 52, the man who taught success to the world was penniless. That's when something extraordinary happened. Hill locked himself in his office for 72 hours, without eating, without sleeping, just reviewing 25,000 pages of notes from his interviews with America's richest men. "I knew something was missing," he later wrote. "The 13 principles worked, but there was a catalyst that activated them, something Ford, Carnegie, and Rockefeller did unconsciously." At dawn on the third day, exhausted and desperate, Hill had what he called the greatest epiphany of my life. He realized that all the millionaires he interviewed had a common trait he had never documented. They transmuted discomfort into mental fuel. They didn't avoid discomfort. They deliberately sought it and used it as raw material for success. Modern neuroscience explains this phenomenon in a fascinating way. When we experience controlled discomfort, our brain releases a cocktail of neurotransmitters, dopamine, noradrenaline, and serotonin, that literally rewire our synapses. Dr. Marcus Steinberg from Harvard demonstrated in 2021 that people who practice intentional discomfort have 340% more activity in the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for intelligent financial decisions. But Hill went beyond theory. He created a specific protocol to activate this principle. First, he identified the 7 types of discomfort that generate wealth: physical, social, mental, emotional, financial, temporal, and spiritual. Then he developed specific exercises for each type. The result? In 18 months, he not only recovered his fortune but multiplied it by 5. Let me tell you about Roberto Silva from Belo Horizonte. At 43, Roberto was a bank manager, earning $8,000 a month, and was resigned to his mediocre life. One day, watching a video about Napoleon Hill, he discovered the principle of transmuted discomfort. He decided to test it. He started waking up at 4:30, temporal discomfort, taking cold showers, physical discomfort, and calling 10 clients a day offering financial consulting, social discomfort. What happened in the next 6 months? Seems like fiction. Roberto not only tripled his income as a manager due to increased performance, but launched his own consulting firm. Today, 2 years later, he makes $180,000 a month and employs 12 people. The secret, he says, is understanding that discomfort is the price the universe charges for extraordinary success. Now let's dive deep into the second element of this hidden principle, the law of mental inversion. Napoleon Hill discovered that millionaires think literally opposite to ordinary people. While 97% of people flee from discomfort, the richest 3% embrace it. While most seek security, the prosperous seek calculated uncertainty. While many avoid failures, the successful collect them like trophies. This inversion isn't just philosophical, it's neurochemical. When you deliberately choose discomfort, your brain interprets this as a signal that you're in control. This activates what neuroscientists call alpha mode, a brain state where creativity increases 400%. Intuition sharpens, and opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. Thomas Edison applied this principle in a fascinating way. He deliberately slept only 4 hours a night, creating temporal discomfort. When stuck on a problem, he fasted for 24 hours, generating physical discomfort. Before making important decisions, he spent 3 hours in complete silence and darkness, provoking sensory discomfort. Result? 1,093 patents and a fortune estimated at $12 billion in today's values. But here's the part that will blow your mind. Discomfort needs to be progressive and strategic. Hill created the Millionaire discomfort ladder, 21 rungs you climb, one per day. Start simple. Day 1, wake up 30 minutes earlier. Day 2, make that call you've been postponing. Day 3, invest 100 reais in something that scares you. Each day, the discomfort increases slightly, rewiring your brain for success. Marina Fernandez from São Paulo is living proof that this works. Public school teacher, 38 years old, single mother of 2, living on $3,500 a month and barely able to pay the bills. She discovered the discomfort transmutation protocol in a moment of desperation. I had nothing to lose, she says. I decided I would embrace every discomfort as if it were a gift. Marina started waking up at 4 a.m. to study programming, temporal and mental discomfort. She created a YouTube channel teaching mathematics, even though she was terrified of appearing on video. Social discomfort. She offered online, private lessons, leaving the comfort zone of the traditional classroom. Professional discomfort. Every no she received, every criticism, every moment of exhaustion, she transmuted into fuel. 8 months later, Marina launched an online math course for competitive exams. First month, 50,000 in sales. Second month, 120,000. Today, a year and a half later, her online education company makes 400,000 a month. Discomfort became my best friend, she says emotionally. Every time I feel that chill in my stomach, I know I'm about to make a quantum leap. Now we reach the third and most powerful element, the morning activation ritual. Napoleon Hill discovered that the first 2 hours of the day determine 80% of your financial success. He created an 11-minute protocol that activates all success principles simultaneously. It's so powerful that Andrew Carnegie paid $100,000, $2.5 million today, to learn it personally. The ritual begins at 5:11 a.m. Why this specific time? Hill discovered it's the moment when the veil between conscious and subconscious is thinnest. You wake up and immediately stand physical discomfort. Walk to the mirror and look into your own eyes for 60 seconds without blinking. Emotional discomfort. Then declare your personalized autosuggestion out loud 11 times. The autosuggestion isn't just any affirmation, it's a mathematical formula for mental reprogramming. It must contain exact desired amount, specific deadline, what you'll give in exchange, and sensory visualization of the result. For example, By December 31st, 2025, I will have 500,000 RIAs in my account, offering transformative consulting to 1,000 people, and I can see the bank statement, feel the weight of responsibility, and hear the client's thanks. After the auto-suggestion comes the sixth sense exercise. You close your eyes and visualize a round table. Seated there are your 5 imaginary mentors. They can be Napoleon Hill, Einstein, Steve Jobs, anyone you admire. You present your challenge for the day and listen to each one's advice. Sounds crazy. Henry Ford did this daily with Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, and others. He credited 50% of his decisions to these mental meetings. The ritual ends with the challenge of the day. You choose a specific, uncomfortable action that brings you closer to your goal. It could be calling that difficult client, investing in that risky opportunity, launching that imperfect product. The important thing is to act before noon, while the ritual's energy is still vibrating in your cells. Carlos Mendez, an entrepreneur from Recife, was on the brink of bankruptcy when he discovered this ritual. He owed $280,000, had 3 labor lawsuits, and was about to lose his house. I woke up every day wanting to die, he confesses, but I decided to try one last card. He started the activation ritual religiously. First week, nothing. Second week, a small opportunity. Third week, closed a $50,000 contract. What happened next is what Hill called quantum acceleration. Opportunities began multiplying exponentially. People appeared out of nowhere, offering help. Ideas emerged during the ritual worth millions. In 14 months, Carlos not only paid all debts, but built a company that today makes $2 million a month. The ritual didn't change my life, he says. It changed who I am. But here's the warning Napoleon Hill always made. This protocol isn't for everyone. If you're looking for an easy solution, stop now. If you want results without discomfort, this isn't your path. The transmutation protocol demands that you abandon the person you are to become the person you can be. And it hurts. It hurts a lot, but it's pain worth millions. Now let's go to the practical exercise you can do right now while watching. It's the Quantum Decision Challenge. Napoleon Hill discovered that millionaires make decisions 60 times faster than ordinary people, not because they're impulsive, but because they trust. They're trained sixth sense. You'll train this now. Think of a decision you're postponing. It could be changing jobs, starting a business, making an investment, ending a toxic relationship. Take 3 deep breaths. Now imagine yourself 5 years from now having made this decision. Visualize in detail where you are, what you're doing, how much you're earning, how you feel. Now imagine yourself 5 years from now not having made the decision. Visualize the frustration, the regret, the mediocrity. The difference between the 2 visualizations is the price of your fear. Napoleon Hill said, "Fear charges compound interest. The longer you postpone, the more expensive it becomes to act." Now, make the decision. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, pick up the phone, send the email, make the transfer. Act while the discomfort is hot, while your brain is in alpha mode, while the universe is conspiring. Patricia Oliveira did exactly this while watching a similar video. Multinational executive, 45. Years old, 25,000 salary but deeply unhappy. During the exercise she decided she would resign and open a bakery. Family thought it was crazy. Friends said it was a midlife crisis. She did it anyway. Today, 3 years later, she has 4 stores, 30 employees, and makes $500,000 a month. The 30-second decision was worth $15 million, she calculates. We're reaching the end, but first I need to share the perpetual maintenance code. Hill discovered that it's not enough to activate the principles, and you need to keep them vibrating. There are 3 non-negotiable daily practices. First, the comfort fast. Choose an area of life and remove something comfortable for 24 hours. It could be the phone, the car, the favorite food. This keeps your brain in growth mode. Second, Quantum donation. Donate 10% of everything you receive before paying any bills. It seems contradictory when building wealth, but Hill proved this activates the law of circulation. Money is energy, and stagnant energy rots. John D. Rockefeller donated 10% even when earning 50 cents a day. Coincidence he became the world's richest man? Third, the Transmutation Journal. Every night write 3 discomforts you faced and how you transmuted them into power. This creates a neural map of success. Your brain starts looking for discomforts to transmute, like a hunter looks for prey. In 90 days, you become a walking transformation factory. Fernanda Rodriguez from Porto Alegre applied the maintenance code after losing her job. At 35, pregnant, no savings, unemployed husband. Instead of despair, she saw the supreme opportunity for discomfort. She applied each principle with surgical precision, fasted from Netflix and transmuted time into study, donated 10% of unemployment insurance and saw money return multiplied, documented every small victory in the journal. Result? In 6 months, she launched a digital marketing agency from scratch. First client, 2,000, 6th month, 35,000. Today, 2 years later, she makes 180,000 monthly and employs 8 people, including her husband. The discomfort of unemployment was the greatest gift of my life, she says. It forced me to discover who I really was. Now, the final revelation. Napoleon Hill's 14th principle has a name: reverse mental alchemy. While alchemists tried to turn lead into gold, you transform discomfort into wealth. But the real gold isn't money. It's who you become in the process. Hill wrote in his secret diary, "Money is just the byproduct. The real treasure is the invincible person who emerges from the fire of discomfort." This is the moment of truth. You have 2 choices. First, continue your comfortable and mediocre life, watching motivational videos and dreaming of changes that never come. Second, apply the transmutation protocol today and join the 3% who live extraordinary lives. The choice seems obvious, but Hill discovered that 97% choose the comfort of mediocrity. If you've made it this far, you're not one of the 97%. You feel deep in your soul that you were born for more, that there's a millionaire version of you waiting to be born, that the discomfort you've been avoiding is exactly the door you need to walk through. Napoleon Hill said, "The universe pays the price you're willing to charge yourself, so here's your immediate action plan. First, start the activation ritual tomorrow at 5:11 a.m. No excuses. No, I'll start Monday, tomorrow. Second, choose your first intentional discomfort and execute in the next 24 hours. Third, write in the comments, "I choose discomfort," and the first step you'll take. Public declaration activates neural commitment. Fourth, share this video with at least one person who needs this message. Not for me, but because teaching is the most powerful way to learn. Fifth, subscribe and activate the bell, because next week I'll reveal the financial acceleration protocol that Napoleon Hill used to earn his first million in 90 days. It's even more powerful than this. Remember, the discomfort you feel now watching this and thinking about changing your life is exactly the sign that you're on the right path. Your primitive brain will scream for you to stay safe. Your conditioned mind will create 1,000 excuses. Your mediocre friends will say it's crazy, perfect. These are signs that you're about to make the quantum leap. Napoleon Hill died at 87, rich not just in money but in impact. His last words were, "The only real failure is not trying." You have 86,400 seconds per day, 2,592,000 per month, 31,100 to 4,000 per year. Every second in comfort is a lost second. Every moment of transmuted discomfort is an investment in your empire. The final question isn't if you'll apply these principles, it's when. And if the answer isn't now, when will it be? At 40, 50, 60? Or will you be another person who dies rich in excuses and poor in achievements? Discomfort is knocking at your door right now. Will you answer or pretend you're not home? Make your choice. The universe is waiting. Your millionaire future is waiting. The only person who can delay it is you. Napoleon Hill is watching. The masters are watching. And more importantly, your future self is watching. Don't disappoint them. Transform your discomfort into fortune. Start now.